this surah talk about number of secrets and number of lessons. First, praise be to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Second, warn those who had taken other than Allah allies and gods. They are to be warned. And then Almighty talked to us about the children of Kahf, Ashabul Kahf, who retreated and went to the cave with their own faith, and Almighty caused them to sleep for 300 years plus 9, and Almighty brought them out miraculously. And then He told us, never say, I will do this tomorrow, for sure I will do this tomorrow, without saying, inshallah, I will do it by the will of Allah. And then Almighty says, remember, never associate partners with Allah in anything, whether it's in hukum or other than that. And then He reminded us about those who have been arrogant because of their wealth. The two men that Almighty Allah gave one wealth more than the other. He acted arrogantly, Allah destroyed him. And then He told us the similitude of this earth is just like water from the sky. It pours on this earth, after a while the earth is dry. Likewise, the blessings of Allah to people and upon them, people may be wet today, meaning they have wealth and everything. After a while, they may lose whatever wealth that they have. Leaders will come to office and leave. If they don't leave willingly, they are impeached. If they don't get impeached, they die. Ask those who led, they are all dead. Then Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala reminded us about the beauty of this surah concerning the different types of things that will happen on the day of Qiyamah. وَيَوْمَ تُسَيَّرُ الْجِبَالِ, meaning mountains will be made to move from their own locations. And Almighty says all of this is part of our own parable and similitude that we coined in this book. But who is the most evil and unjust than he who blinds himself and turn away from all what Allah mentioned? And then Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala said, if you turn, some of our slaves, they humbled themselves. Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he was humble when he left his own place to Khadr to go and learn from him. When he went to him, he learned for a period of time, and then he learned some experiences that he did not possess as a prophet. And then Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala talked to us about Dhul Qarnayn, the one who had ruled the earth from the eastern part to the western part of it, and he was righteous, and he was not Alexander the Great. The difference between Alexander the Great is like the difference between the heaven and the earth. And the Greek philosophers, when they read about Dhul Qarnayn, they were impressed. And that's why when Alexander the Great came and conquered Rome and conquered Persia, that's why they tried to compare him to Dhul Qarnayn, but he lived way after Dhul Qarnayn, more than 2,000 years. And then after that, Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala talked to us about Ya'juj wa Ma'juj, Gog and Magog, or you say Ya'juj wa Ma'juj, Gog and Magog, and their own mischief on earth. And in land they were corrupters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wiped them from this earth. Then Almighty said, the day will come, they will emerge and surge one another. And when that happens, the day of judgment is coming, and people are about to be returned back to their Creator subhanahu tabaraka wa ta'ala. And then Almighty reminded us, those who disbelieve will be in hellfire, and those who believe will remain in Jannah forever and ever. May Allah bless us and accept all of this from us.